In today's video, we're going to learn why an experienced commercial real estate developer who had laundromats as tenants is now investing $1.3 million of his own money to build a beautiful laundromat.
We had an opportunity. This is a 110,000 square foot center. It was a blank slate, so we could really build what we thought was a Taj Mahal, a destination, and I think we're successful.
Let's see what happens. Okay, here we are in Atlanta, Decatur to be exact.
Yep.
We're at Oz Laundry with Stan. Welcome, Stan.
Thanks
for having us in. We're looking forward to taking a look around today. Maybe we should start at the beginning.
Sure.
Which is a little bit of the backstory about how you found yourself in the laundry business, because I think it's a interesting, if not entirely unique, way to get into the business.
So one of my first shopping centers I developed when I broke away from my corporate job, laundry nearby actually. So we redeveloped a little shopping center. It had the anchor was a little laundry. So we rebuilt it with a company that really doesn't exist anymore. I observed that operation for a number of years, 15 years. And we just always thought on the next time we had a center where there was an opportunity for laundry, we'd do it for ourselves. We thought we could do it better.
So this was, I guess, a case in point where you had the center here and then you built Oz. So tell me a little bit more about how that came about.
Yeah, so we bought this center. It was 100% vacant. It was a 5-year fight between the bank and their borrower. So when we took over, it was a blank slate, and the community really just drove by the center at 100 miles an hour because there wasn't anything here. And so we saw an opportunity to really drive traffic here. The laundries are great traffic generators, they're destinations. We had an opportunity. This is a 110,000 square foot center. It was a blank slate, so we could really build what we thought was a Taj Mahal, a destination. And I think we're successful. I mean, we've really changed the narrative around this shopping center. We now have an anchor. It's Rose's Variety Wholesale. We have Enterprise. We have a bunch of these retailers, and they really appreciate us as a traffic generator for their business.
It hits on so many interesting topics. One, this is definitely a destination store, as we'll see as we go through and make the tour. Laundromats can be an anchor of their own in the sense that it's driving that recurring weekly traffic to the center, which benefits your other co-tenants.
Yeah.
And so you're making that all happen here. So this opened when?
This is height of COVID. So we finished in November 2021.
Okay.
So it was height of COVID. It was kind of scary. It was hard to find employees. It was just a different time. I think we bumbled for 2 years. We definitely took us a while to kind of get the operations where we wanted. It was a lot like real estate. We talk about how it's years, not months or days.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and this was a year's project. So now we're 3 years, a little over 3 years, and we're hitting where we wanted to be a year and a half ago.
As we stand here today, how do you think the store is performing? You have certain benchmarks, dollar-wise or volume-wise, that you're trying to hit, and how do you think we're doing at this point?
We do have a benchmark, 1,500 customer visits a week, 60,000 in monthly revenue. We're a little below that, but we're close. And we think we'll level out, though. You know, we have this huge anchor next to us, which is Variety Wholesale, and we think they'll help us drive traffic.
So you're still growing?
We're still growing.
Yeah.
One thing that's weird to us is, you know, 1 month we'll be up 15%, then we drop 3, and then we're up 8.
No one's figured that out yet.
No, it is. And then Atlanta, it rains a lot here. I tell people we get more rainfall than Seattle. And it's all in, you know, you can have a month of just rain every day, which kills your traffic. Mindset wise, we're just doing it slowly, and, you know, we're just trying to always figure out little ways to tweak the store, do a little better, and make this an operation that anybody, you know, whether it's their first time or their 30th time, they're still happy to be here.
So Stan, let's take a reset here. Size of the place, number of machines.
So it's 5,000 square feet. It's 82 machines. We also have a self-serve press machine called Presso. Our machines range from 130 pounds down to 20 pounds.
What are these ceilings, by the way? I don't know that I've ever seen a ceiling this high at a laundromat.
So this was an old grocery store. It was a Cub Food shopping center. So they developed it around this massive grocery anchor. It was an 80,000 square foot anchor. We cut it into a bunch of different spaces. It was a warehouse grocery store, so 20-foot ceilings. So all we did was improve it, and then we added acoustic panels to control the sound and do some cool uplighting on it. So it's a lot of indirect lighting. It's bright in here, but it's not annoyingly, it's not like a parking lot light.
Yeah, oh, that's great. All right, well, let's go take a look around. All right, Stan, can you tell us a little bit more about this location? We know about the shopping center here, but maybe a little bit more about the neighborhood and where we're drawing people from.
Yeah, so this is Decatur, Georgia. It's one of the closest suburbs of city of Atlanta. We're right by 285, which is a major ring road around it. This is a major route into the city for commuter traffic. And then there's tremendous amount of apartments here. There's probably 4,000 rental units within a 1 mile range. So there's a lot of renters, a lot of homeowners. It's a great mix. So we have a little of everything, which is great. You know,
great for a destination store like this, where you're needing to go get some laundry while some people are coming to you to do the laundry at the same time. So, all right, let's go take a look inside. Okay, we walk inside. First thing I notice, bright, clean, a lot of space to work with, and a terrific layout. So we'll start down this way and maybe start telling us a little bit about the equipment mix as we start to walk through. Obviously, we've got some bigger machines rolling here.
Yeah, these are 80-pound machines. This was the biggest when we opened. All Continental machines, so they're soft mount, enables us to do a faster wash. And then we're in a huge free dry area.
So just to make sure everybody understands that, so we've got free dry, but we're doing it through essentially free credits, free dry credits. And part of the strategy in using soft mounts is that we're getting a lot of that moisture out of the clothes. So when it does come to make that free dry, there's less residual moisture content. We get them in and out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, let's continue on here. Oh, we got our kids area.
Yep. Our kids area. We subscribe to the free library, so the books, and we give them away and really encourage it. And we have a tremendous amount of children coming to the store. I'd say a good 25% of our customers are bringing small children with them. So it's great for them to keep the kids entertained while they're here.
All right, now we've got another row. These are our 60s leading into some 40s.
Yeah, so we chose to do a little different from most operators. We have a wide range of equipment. We're not just, 30s, 60s, and 80s. We have a little of everything, and that really allows the customers to kind of pick the machine they want. We think they really enjoy that, getting to pick their size they do.
Yeah, and I'd say right behind us here we've got a seating area, so people can do the loading up of the washers, wait here during the cycle, and then get back to work.
Yes, and then we provide free Wi-Fi. A lot of people come here to do little work or just hang out while their laundry is done.
We'll continue down this way, and I see you've got the suite of vision vendors here.
Yeah, we have 3 machines of vending. We've actually added a machine. We sell a tremendous amount of soda and snacks here. The kids, the family, everybody is doing it. We have a wide selection because the demographics really interesting here. We have a lot of immigrants. We have a lot of native-born Americans, and then that mix is tremendous.
Moving down the aisle here. Got some nice restrooms set up here, accessible to customers, and now we're getting into some of the smaller equipment toward the back of the store. That's a pretty conventional strategy. Is that working the way you planned?
It is. So we're mixing it up. We just rolled out these 230-pound machines back here. They have auto soap injection. We've only had them a month. We haven't even put up signage. We haven't shown off the soap, but they've already had a tremendous add to us. We're doing an extra 4 or 5 loads a day out of those 2 machines. And I think it's bringing new customers who, are looking for a huge machine for rugs, a lot of comforters. They're looking for something bigger, and it's a differentiator from anybody else in the whole area.
So we've got a row of folding tables here. So are these custom?
We built these on site.
Okay.
Probably the next store we do something a little more movable, just to make it easier to clean.
Right. Okay, so in addition to having a ton of equipment, this also looks great. So what were some of your thoughts in terms of decor, color scheme? I mean, I think your signs are outstanding. So tell me a little bit about how this came about.
Yeah, so we wanted to keep it simple. My first 10 years of real estate was building convenience stores for a couple big chains. So I stole some lessons from that. Keep it simple, signage, keep it less is more. And then colors, we paid an interior designer to kind of help us with this.
Okay.
So the floor is an epoxy finish, and then we did little pops of color. You can kind of see we did like a cool little graphic mural back there. And then we pretty much just made it white.
And I see these soffits, or I guess we're calling them clouds now. So that, I think that adds a nice touch as well.
Like I said, you can kind of feel it here. It kills the echo effect. So when you're folding clothes, your ears aren't hurting so much. That was the goal, was to make it a really great customer experience.
I know who these folks are because they're a member company, but maybe you could tell us a little bit more about this machine up front.
Yeah, so this is a presso. It's a self-serve. I wouldn't call it a dry cleaning machine, but it's a fairly close experience. It does clean your clothes, it gives it a refresh, and then it presses it. Especially, if you have something special care. And the nice thing is it really is a differentiator from every other laundry, probably within 10 miles. It's a local company, so the service is great. To be honest though, it hasn't needed a lot of service. I think they had to come fix one thing. Really the nice thing with them being close by is we're getting a lot of feedback and support from the corporate folks. But it's been huge. Really the weekend is when people use it. They realize they have a party, or Monday they have something to go to, and they're casting around. And my employees love it. We give them a little bonus. We try and just give it away for now. We're just building customer loyalty to it, and it's been a huge halo effect to the rest of the laundry.
Loop over this way, and massage chair. To massage or not to massage? I guess it always comes up with our members.
The customers really like it. I mean, yeah, it gets abused. Yeah, sometimes I wish we didn't have it, but I would say for customer experience, they really, especially our older clientele, they really enjoy getting to put it down there, and it's just something they enjoy.
Flip around here, we got a couple things I want to talk about here. Maybe we start up top. You've got ozone.
Yes.
So tell us what's going on with that and how that's impacting your business.
It's a free ozone with every wash. It's really interesting. 10 to 15% of our customers are really passionate about it, and they are super loyal to us because we're the only one with ozone anywhere nearby. We've had people drive 30 miles to use the ozone machines because they felt like the water was better.
Well, I can almost, every time we visit a store, I can almost smell whether or not there's ozone at the location, because it just has that fresh feel to it, and customers appreciate that. Well, let's talk a little bit about payments and payment systems. Obviously, you got a lot of laundry to process here, so looks like we're taking cards and quarters.
Yes, we're a hybrid store,
Okay.
so we have the CCI fast card system, which is great in terms of allowing us to do a lot of promotions. It's about 70% of our business is the loyalty of the fast card. So we give away free dries with every wash if you use this, which allows us to compete with the free dry stores who are kind of shotgunning it out there. We're a lot more targeted. And then everybody else who doesn't want to use our loyalty card for whatever reason, they can either use credit cards at the kiosk, or they can use it at the machines, right? And quarters. So we take the quarters. So we're 65% credit card and 35% cash.
Okay.
And then quarters.
That's a pretty good adoption rate.
Yeah, and then quarters are probably 25% of our weekly income.
Okay. Outstanding. So now we're going to start looking at some of the behind the scenes about what makes this store tick. And Stan, we've got a really interesting looking bulkhead here. What can you tell us about how this design came together and how it's working for you?
Yeah, so wholesale laundry, this is really Russ's experience, really came through, and we love it. We self-maintain when our maintenance staff works on it, so they love how easy it is to get behind these units and do it. And then we have an easy way to clean out the drains, but every week somebody comes and cleans out those filters. And anytime we need to work on it, it's really easy for the maintenance staff.
I think even I could fit back there if I had to work on it.
Exactly.
I love the space and how well organized it is. So yeah, great job all the way around.
Yeah, this is all wholesale.
All right, let's take a look behind the dryers here and look at this install. Show us the way, Stan.
Yeah. It's a little different than most. So we have our electrical panel for our dryers here, and this control box is our makeup air. So there's a huge blower on the roof. and it's electronically adjusted. So the more air it needs to do, it turns up the speed. Our utility bills are lower because of that system. And then at your feet, we have the fresh air. And then the nice thing is our air conditioners are on our roof, but we're exhausting out of the back wall, so we don't have a lint problem. We are pressure washing this wall once a year, and then we have a crew that comes and just cleans this place out once a year, you know, for fire dangers. We sweep it up.
All right, Stan, we got a nice tour of all the self-service equipment in here, but we know that wash, dry, fold, and delivery is a big part of your business. So how big a part of your business is it? And we're standing in a little bit of the production area here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So tell us about your wash, dry, fold, and delivery business.
It's a great business because it's steady, but we only do, you know, I'd say about 20% of our business is wash, dry, fold, and delivery. It enables us to get our name out there. Our marketing goes farther. We enjoy doing it, but it is a smaller part of our business, and we're really pushing self-service is where we
Yeah,
really
but that
wanna
20% is 20%. I mean, that's...
It is. Oh, no, every dollar counts, you know. That 20%, it definitely covers some utilities and overhead.
All right, Stan, let's talk a little bit about a day in the life. Hours spent, what does a typical day look like for you? How you staff the place? Just give us the rundown on your role and what your team's role looks like here.
So we do have an on-site employee who manages the operation and manages employees. We're staffed whenever we're open.
Okay.
So 7 a.m. to midnight. Our unofficial last wash is 10 p.m. I tell my employees, because they're still cleaning, to let people in.
Okay.
For the most part, that's successful, because that last wash was always a friction point, and when we kind of got rid of it and just said, you know what, we'll just live with it. I tell employees we'll pay the overtime. That employee's happy to get the extra money. That really removed the friction point and customer complaints, because everybody said they got here 10 minutes. I mean, they could be an hour late and it was 10 minutes. So that, you know, it's all about removing friction. And then my time, it's really become more routine. I'm focused on the big picture, making sure the operation's maintained, and just checking in with employees, making sure they have supplies, and just adjusting our strategy and our hours as we do it. It's probably about 15 hours of my week is on this operation, and I'd like to scale it back more, using upping our manager time and giving more responsibilities to our manager.
Yeah, makes sense. How much time are you spending on looking for future opportunities? Is this a one and done laundry, or you got bigger plans?
We have bigger plans. We'd like to see 6 more of these in the metro Atlanta area. We kind of had a failure. We spent 6 months getting everything ready, and the county decided they didn't want a laundry in that location, and so we have to rip it up and start over. We're actually working on another location in the city of Atlanta, and we're going to keep working on it. And then in we have a pretty big on-premise laundry room business that we're growing as we add multifamily units to our portfolio.
Where you have apartment buildings in your portfolio, you're now owning that laundry part of that, the vended laundry in the buildings, and that could be a really nice stream of income. And when you're looking at future laundromat locations, are you sort of holding out for where you can own the full shopping center?
Or we're building to suit or remodeling a building. But yes, we want to own rather than lease. We would look at a rental situation in the right circumstance, but just from a management and operations and the longevity, we want to own. We want to kind of do a bigger splash. So, you know, our goal is to really build Taj Mahals to a degree.
You're off to a good start.
The next one I want to do even better. You know, we're looking to ground up, and we're definitely going to do some cool stuff with that ground up.
So when we talk about what's the perfect duration from the laundromat owner's perspective, you hear a lot of 10 years plus 2 5-year options, 10 years plus 3 5-year options. Now, sometimes I get the sense that landlords look at us like we've got 3 heads when we ask for that kind of time. So how does that break down in your mind from that side of the table?
What the tenants don't understand is, you know, the landlords, for the most part, at some point they're going to sell, right? And the longer lease duration you have, especially if you're looking at a laundry operation. For the most part, there's not a corporate guarantee. It's not a Dollar Tree. It's not it's not a McDonald's. It's not a, we have an enterprise here. It's not a corporate guarantee. So it's definitely a friction point for that landlord to sell it. Because what they want to sell is get the highest cap rate, right? That really sets their value. So they want everybody to be high credit, really good businesses, and an opportunity for the next landlord to raise rents.
Sure.
So a longer lease restricts that operation.
Stan, so you've built the Taj Mahal, this destination laundromat. It couldn't have been cheap to do this, so give us a little flavor of what it took to make this happen and how you sized up that investment and expected return.
We had the advantage of we were the landlord and the tenant, but at the end of the day, it was $1.3 million build out and including equipment. It was first generation space. It was basically we started over. So
Sure.
So new air conditioners, new everything, plumbing. There was essentially not one spot we didn't change. We even added the windows, the doors, everything. So it was all but a new building. It was $1.3 million. So it was a big investment.
Yeah.
We did have the advantage of we bought everything locked in pricing right as COVID hit. So we didn't have COVID pricing. Definitely seen prices go up. I mean, our next store is probably going to be $2.3 million.
All right, Stan, with that type of investment, would you do it again? Has it been worthwhile? Has it given you the type of return you're looking for?
Yes, it has. One thing as a real estate developer, I tell people sometimes we do a lot of weird stuff for tax reasons. Laundries is definitely one of them. We're in an opportunity zone, so there was a huge tax advantage for us putting our money into this. And then it really helped us shelter some income for a couple years. Now we have the good problem to have, which is we have income. Now we have to pay taxes here. But for 3 years, this was a huge tax dodge for us. Of, we had these paper losses, and we were able to amortize as a tenant here. We were able to amortize our improvements over 10 years because that was our initial lease term.
All right, so we're out in front here, Stan. We've got some Amazon lockers. What's the story here?
Yeah, so COVID hit, we were trying to get people out of their houses, and we just saw the Amazon lockers as a way to drive traffic to the center. So we put it in front of the laundry because we controlled it. It's not an opportunity to really bring fresh traffic here. Amazon does all the marketing for us. People show up at all days, and they see the laundry, they see the center, and usually we'll see them a little later with a carpet or a big comforter, their spring cleaning, or their washer dryer breaks for a month. All the little friction points that create opportunities for us as a laundry. And then hopefully they're happy, and maybe we're doing their wash and fold or doing their delivery. So it's just an opportunity to get our name out here and bring more additional traffic to the center.
Yeah, sounds like a win-win for you and for Amazon.
Yes.
Great. Okay, Stan, now that we're a few years into this, some lessons learned. What's your advice for our newbies out there looking to buy or build their first laundry?
Definitely use CLA. It was huge for us. I think it would have taken us another year or two to really phase up if we hadn't had opportunity with CLA. Our distributor pushed us to be involved in CLA. Eastern Funding, which lent us the money for this operation, pushes CLA, and it was huge. I mean, it was the best, $250 or whatever it is. It was a cheap price to pay. I feel like just one piece of advice paid for that, and just the opportunity to talk to these very experienced store operators.
Yeah, you're a regular at our events. I know that.
Yeah, for an hour or two of my time, I pick up something that saves a tremendous amount of time, and hear about something that I didn't have a chance to do. Like the Presso, I went to a random event and sponsored by Nishant, and it was huge. And we're really happy with that. So it's just little stuff like that gave us opportunities to kind of streamline the business, operate a little better, and really be a better operator.
Stan, thank you so much for your time. You have an absolutely gorgeous store here. I think you have built the Taj Mahal at a destination location, so all the best. Thank you for taking some time with us, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brian.
All right, one thing all these great store owners have in common, CLA. They're all members of our association. If you'd like to join them, scan the QR code and welcome aboard.